How to fix a dryer that won't heat and save money before you call a repairman. Your dryer is running. The drum is spinning, but your clothes are still cold and wet. And now you're wondering, do I need a new dryer? Maybe not, because one small part could be causing the entire problem. And in many cases, you may be able to fix it yourself. Today, I'm going to walk you through the most common reasons a dryer stops heating, the basic tools you'll need, the parts that usually fail, and simple beginner-friendly troubleshooting steps. This is Handyman Al, and today, we're going to save you money. Let's go inside. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Handyman Al, and on this channel, we focus on simple DIY repairs, homeowner tips, and practical fixes that can save you time, stress, and money. Today's repair is one of the most common appliance problems homeowners face, a dryer that runs deep but doesn't heat. Now, before you panic or spend hundreds on repairs, let's troubleshoot this step by step, because many dryer heating problems are actually very fixable, even for beginners. Safety. First, before we start. Safety first. Dryers use high voltage electricity, and some models use gas. Always unplug the dryer before working on it. If you smell gas, stop immediately and contact a professional. And remember, this video is for educational purposes only. If you're uncomfortable working with electrical appliances, call a licensed appliance technician. Never risk your safety. How dryers create heat. Let's first understand how the dryer works, because once you understand the system, troubleshooting becomes easier. Electric dryers use a heating element, gas dryers use a burner assembly. The dryer also uses thermal fuses, thermostats, sensors, airflow, and power supply to regulate heat safely. If one of those parts fails, the dryer may stop heating completely. And surprisingly, sometimes the issue isn't even the dryer itself. It could be airflow, a clogged vent, or power problems. Signs. Your dryer has a heating problem. Here are common warning signs. The dryer tumbles, but clothes stay wet. Drying takes multiple cycles. The dryer feels cool inside. You notice little or no heat. The dryer shuts off early, or you smell burning lint. All of those symptoms can point toward heating system problems, and today we'll cover the major ones. Tools you may need. Most dryer repairs require only basic tools. You may need a screwdriver, a nut driver, a vacuum, a multimeter, needle, nose pliers, and work gloves. That's it. And honestly, a multimeter becomes one of the best tools any homeowner can own because it helps diagnose electrical problems quickly. Check the power supply. Now, here's something many people don't realize. An electric dryer can partially work, even with power issues. The drum may spin, but the heating element may not receive full voltage. Most electric dryers require 240 volts. If one breaker trips, the dryer may still run, but produce no heat. So first, go check your breaker box. Look for partially tripped breakers, reset them fully, then test the dryer again. This alone fixes more dryers than people realize. Check airflow and vents. Next, check the vent. Poor airflow is one of the biggest causes of dryer heating problems. Lint buildup traps heat, and modern dryers have safety systems that shut heating components down. Disconnect the vent hose, look for lint buildup, check the outside vent flap, make sure air flows freely, and clean everything thoroughly. A clogged dryer vent can also become a fire hazard, so this is extremely important. Don't ignore the lint filter. Now let's talk about the lint trap. Many people clean the surface, but forget the deeper lint buildup underneath. Remove the lint screen, use a vacuum attachment, and clean inside the filter housing, because hidden lint can reduce airflow dramatically, and airflow problems affect heat. The thermal fuse, one of the most common failed parts, is the thermal fuse. This is a safety device. If the dryer overheats, the fuse blows to prevent fires. When that happens, the dryer may stop heating entirely. Some dryers won't even start. The fuse is usually inexpensive, often under $20, but you'll need a multimeter to test it properly. How to use a multimeter. The basics. Before you start testing dryer parts, you need to understand one very important tool, the multimeter. A multimeter helps you measure electricity, and it can test things like voltage, continuity, resistance, and electrical flow. In simple terms, it helps you find out if a part is working or not. And honestly, this small tool can save homeowners hundreds of dollars, because instead of guessing, you can actually diagnose the problem correctly. Now, there are two common types of multimeters, analog and digital. Most homeowners today use digital multimeters. Why? Because they're easier to read, more beginner-friendly, and usually more accurate. You'll see a display screen, a selector dial, and two probes, a black probe and a red probe. The black probe usually goes into the COM port, the red probe usually goes into the voltage or resistance port, and the dial selects what you want to test. That's the basic setup. Now, before we go any further, safety first. Always unplug appliances before testing continuity or resistance. Never touch exposed wires with bare hands, and be extremely careful around live electricity, because dryers use high voltage power. If you're uncomfortable working around electricity, call a professional. There's nothing wrong with being safe. One of the most common tests in dryer repair is continuity testing. Continuity simply means electricity can flow through the part. If the electrical path is complete, the meter usually beeps. That means the part may still be good, but if there's no beep, the electrical path is broken, and the part may have failed. This is how homeowners test things like thermal fuses, heating elements, and switches. Now let's set up the meter, turn the dial to continuity mode, look for the sound wave symbol or the diode symbol. Once selected, touch the two probes together. If the meter beeps, the multimeter is working properly. Now you're ready to test appliance parts. For example, to test a thermal fuse, unplug the dryer first. Disconnect the wires from the fuse, then place one probe on each terminal. If the meter beeps, the fuse may still be good. No beep, the fuse is likely blown. Now let's talk about voltage testing. Voltage testing is different because now you're testing live electricity. This can be dangerous, so use extreme caution. Turn the dial to AC voltage. Some electric dryers use 240 volts. Carefully place the probes on the correct terminals and read the display. But if you're unsure, do not attempt live voltage testing alone. Safety always comes first. You may also hear the term ohms. Ohms measure resistance. Different appliance parts have different resistance values. But honestly, for beginner dryer troubleshooting, continuity testing is usually enough to diagnose many common problems, so don't overcomplicate it at first. Learn the basics first. Here are common beginner mistakes. Testing live voltage accidentally, leaving the dryer plugged in during continuity tests, using the wrong dial setting, touching probe tips together during measurements, or forgetting to disconnect wires before testing parts. Take your time. Go slowly and double-check your setup. A multimeter helps remove the guesswork. Instead of replacing random parts, you can actually test components correctly. That saves money, time, and frustration. And honestly, this small tool can pay for itself after one appliance repair. The heating element, another major cause, is a failed heating element. The heating element is basically a metal coil. Over time, it can crack or burn out. And when it fails, no heat. You'll usually find it inside a metal housing. Again, use a multimeter to test continuity. No continuity means the element is bad, and replacement elements are often affordable online. Signs of a bad element. Here are signs the heating element may be failing. No heat at all. Dryer heats briefly, then stops. Burning smell. Visible breaks in the coil or unusual hot spots. Sometimes you can even see physical damage. High-limit thermostat dryers also use thermostats to regulate temperature. One important one is the high-limit thermostat. If it fails, the dryer may stop heating as a safety precaution. Testing is similar. Disconnect power, remove wires, check continuity. If the thermostat fails testing, replace it. Cycling thermostat. The cycling thermostat controls normal heating cycles. It turns heat on and off to maintain proper temperature. If it malfunctions, the dryer may overheat or not heat enough. Again, testing with a multimeter helps confirm the problem. Gas dryer igniter. Now, if you own a gas dryer, the issue may be the igniter. The igniter glows, then lights the gas burner. If it fails, no heat. Sometimes you'll hear clicking, but no flame. Or the igniter may not glow at all. Gas dryer repairs can be more complex, so if you're unsure, consider calling a professional. Moisture sensor issues. Some modern dryers use moisture sensors. These sensors help determine when clothes are dry. If the sensor gets dirty, the dryer may shut heat off too early. Wipe the sensor bars gently with rubbing alcohol. Sometimes, that simple cleaning solves the problem. Don't overload the dryer. Overloading also affects heating performance. Too many clothes restrict airflow, and airflow is critical for proper drying. Large, heavy loads can trap moisture and make you think the dryer isn't heating correctly. Sometimes, the dryer is fine. The load is simply too large. Fire warning signs. Here are warning signs you should never ignore. Burning smells, excessive heat, scorch marks, lint around the dryer, very hot laundry room temperatures, or smoke, if you notice any of these, stop using the dryer immediately because dryer fires are real, and many start from lint buildup. Repair, cost breakdown. Now let's talk money. Professional dryer repairs can easily cost $150, $250, even $400 or more, especially after labor fees. But many common parts cost under $20, under $40, or under $100. That's why basic troubleshooting matters. Even diagnosing the issue yourself can save money. Common DIY mistakes: avoid these mistakes. Forgetting to unplug the dryer, skipping airflow checks, replacing parts without testing first, using crushed vent hoses, ignoring lint buildup, or over-tightening screws and panels. Take your time, work carefully, and stay organized. When to call a professional? Call a professional if you smell gas, wiring appears damaged, the dryer trips breakers repeatedly, you're uncomfortable testing electrical parts, or the repair becomes too complex. There's nothing wrong with calling for help, especially when safety is involved. Quick recap. Today we covered power supply breaker issues, vent cleaning, lint buildup, thermal fuses, heating elements, thermostats, gas dryer, ignition problems, airflow, and dryer safety. And hopefully, you now feel more confident diagnosing a dryer that won't heat. DIY can save you money. Every repair you learn builds confidence and saves money, because many appliance problems today are not catastrophic. They're often small failed parts, simple maintenance, or airflow problems. And learning basic DIY skills helps homeowners avoid unnecessary expenses. Handyman Al's Home Tips. Here's a homeowner tip. Clean your dryer vent system at least once a year, especially if you have large families, pets, or heavy laundry use. Regular cleaning improves efficiency, reduces fire risk, and helps dryers last longer. Preventive maintenance matters. DIY builds confidence. You don't have to become a master technician overnight. Just learn one repair at a time, one skill at a time, one tool at a time. And over time, you'll be surprised how much money and stress you can save yourself. If this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. And remember, every problem you learn to fix is money you keep in your pocket. I'm Handyman Al, and I'll see you in the next video. Tell me, what appliance should we fix next? Because here at Handyman Al, we believe every homeowner should know basic DIY skills, simple fixes, real results, and repairs that save you money.